Okay, well, welcome. Thanks for coming. The High Performer Building Hub is here for the industry. That's why we exist. And it's really important that we do these sort of events. This is an event which has got three really clever people together to help us in these difficult times. You know, we know that business is hard. We know that we have to work harder, probably for less money. We're all trying to work out how to get through the next 6, 12 months. The ministers all tell us it's going to get better. I just heard before somebody said there were green shoots, you know. So it's going to be tough. So we hope tonight we'll just tell you a little bit about something that we hope will help you grow your businesses. In some cases, just keep your businesses open. So that's what this next 12 months is going to be all about. We're going to have a regular event here, and we'd love to get as many people along as we can. High Performer Building, as you know, this is all paid for by the industry. People like Metalcraft, who I used to work for, Hydro Panel, Panasonic, they pay for all this, and it's free to you guys. So anybody who wants to have an event, use our meeting rooms, that's what it's about. We believe in education. We believe in that we can all build better. We have to embrace passive. We have to embrace building smarter, more sustainably. But we can't do that if we don't do the basics properly, which is talk to customers, advertise to your customers, tell your stories. And over the next 12 months, that's what we want to do. And that's why we're setting this up. So I'll hand you over to Jon Randles, who's a mate of mine. I'd never met him before. I met him at a networking thing. And Jon is a business coach, so he can help you on that level. But I think more importantly, he can help us all connect the dots. So I'll hand you over.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you for that intro. Yeah, so the first time we met was in this room, and I was speaking on, I did some sales workshops. G'day. Yeah, Nick invited me. So I did some sales workshops, and we sort of talked about how can we help an industry that is in a little bit of struggle, and what are some of the tools that I can bring, and I've got some other people here today who can help this industry. So the idea of tonight is to, I guess, discuss the reality of where things are at the moment, and then what are some things that we can actually do about it. A quick map of tonight is, looking at where things are at currently, and what's actually working. What are some things that are actually working that we can take advantage of and start doing? And then we're looking to put together a series of workshops, which is all about helping you build those better businesses. We know that when you're learning something new, and particularly we're going to be talking about sales and marketing, one of the biggest roadblocks is implementation. So we've got ways that we're going to be able to help you do that as well. So the idea is there's no fluff. We're going to get some tools and some clear actions at the end. Market reality. Does this surprise anybody in the room? No. It's wet and cold outside. Things are down. So again, it's not a big surprise. This was a survey by the Association of Professional Builders, and many businesses struggle to make a profit. And as business owners, profitability it's the number one reason that we should be in business. It helps us do more. It helps us do better. Otherwise, essentially, we've got ourselves probably a low-paying job where we're working too hard for a lot less money than if we're working with somebody else. So profitability, super, super important. I come from a business. I started a business. We were great on the outside. We looked wonderful. Big clients, Airbnb, Panasonic, Hell Pizza. But on the inside, we were in the red. We were 100K, overdrawn, going south. And it shows you that it's not about the money that's coming in. It's about how much of it we actually get to keep. And it was only with a few changes that in my business we had a someone like me come in, within 12 months, we went from 6 figures in the red to 6 figures in our bank account. And that was from short, sharp shifts. And that's sort of what I want to get into. It sometimes doesn't take a lot to transform what we've already got. There is, less work going down. I don't think that's a surprise. Is there less work around? Does it feel like that? And so everyone is competing for those same jobs. Like there's a lot more competition around for the same work. And so what tonight is about is how can we stand out? How can we win that work past the competition? I wasn't sure about this slide. I was in this room when mates in construction did a talk, and they talked about the suicide rate, which blew me away. Like it really affected me, actually. It took me a little while to sort of process that, and it was kind of off the back of that Jim and I were talking about doing something here. And it's not about the doom, it's about the context. And how can we make better moves inside this industry that can help us get better results? Now, we can't control the market, but we can control how we sell and market to the market. How we respond to what's happening currently, what can we do better, what can we do about it? So, why this matters, what we're sort of talking about here, revenue volatility. Hands up if revenue volatility causes you some kind of stress. Who's had those 2 a.m., 3 a.m. thoughts? Fuck, I still shiver from the ones that I sort of went through before. Discounting is such a race to the bottom. And it's a really, really slippery slope. Who's thought about discounting and thought, yeah, we need to be discounting what we're doing? And then who's gotten into it and realized, shit, this is a really slippery slope to get off? Has anybody been in that kind of situation? Like there's no winner when we get to that sort of, to that kind of point. Team stress. So when this translates across the team, the people that you've employed to do this better work and to keep the machine running, they're either giving up themselves, they're feeding off the stress, there's a lot of internal sniping, and again, that stress just sort of translates throughout the business. And we get this indecision, which nobody knows what we're doing. The team, they don't know where they're going. As the owner, we're up at 2 a.m. We don't know we don't know where we're going either. So it can be a really, really stressful time. And so tonight is about making decisions that give us some form of direction. There are some common reactions that sort of happen, default reactions. We stop marketing, and then we wonder why our pipeline's dried up. If we were marketing in the first place. A lot of businesses, particularly in New Zealand, we rely a lot on word of mouth and referrals. Who gets a lot of their work from word of mouth and referrals and things like that? And so that's great until we run out of mouths and friends and people that we know. We often have no clear signal about it, what exactly are the problems that we solve. Because we're telling the market, we do everything. We fix all these things. And the market's saying, I've got a really specific problem that's really burning me up. Can no one fix this for me? And we also cut prices which can attract the wrong clients, can kill our margins, which again, translates into a business cycle that suddenly starts going the wrong way. And so we want to replace those with some smarter moves. So what works right now, sort of 3 levers here, is being very, very clear on who your target right fit market are. Who's your ideal customer profile? Who do you want more work from? Like being hyper clear in your mind who that's going to be. And then we want to create messages that around specific profitable problems that they have that we can solve. Profitable is the optimum word here. So we don't want to go and say we do all these things. What's the big problem that they have that's profitable to our particular business? We want to speak to the pains that they will pay to solve. And then we're moving away from price, which I'll get to later, but we're focusing on the value we will deliver by solving those problems. We want to sell on value, not price. So quantify outcomes and use option framing, which again, I'll get into in a second. Super quickly, this is just something you can do either by yourself or with the people that you're sort of sitting next to. 2-minute exercise. I want you to very quickly think about who is that ideal customer profile. Think about it. Take your time. Who is it? Where are they? How big are they? How many of them are they? Think of your best customer that gave you the most money. Who is somebody else like them? And then, what's one profitable problem that your company solves well? Something you'd love to be known for, something you're good at, something that makes you money. And of that problem that you solve, can you think of a case study where you've done that before? Can you think of a case study, you've worked with a really good client, it was a great outcome, and you made money from that business? So hands up if you've got someone like that. You've got a problem you've solved for someone that was actually quite profitable. Okay, I'll just imagine you're working hard and you weren't listening to me. And finally, what's a 3-option offer that we could put to this, like a good, better, best in front of someone? When we do good, better, best, because everyone wants to price compare, you give them one price, they'll compare it with your competitors. You give them 3 prices, they'll compare them to you. So just thinking about how that might look with this profitable problem that you solve with the result that you've gotten before. You've got 10 more seconds to go through that. Okay, good one. In those 2 minutes, who came up with a 10 out of 10? It's very, very sensitive, isn't it? Who came up with a 10 out of 10 result? They've got a clear client, a clear problem, and a clear offer. Has anybody got a 10 out of 10 one? Okay, that's great. What about 7 out of 10? Who got a 7 out of 10 one? No problem. Who got a nugget of something? Who got a nugget? A sniff. They can smell that there's something there. Okay, so that was in 2 minutes. Imagine if you dedicated time to doing that kind of thinking and learned how to do it better. And so that's what this is about. We're looking to build better businesses through planning like that, but longer, marketing, and sales. We want to be planning who we're going to be marketing to. We want to be very clear on what it is we want to be marketing. We want the right people coming to us with the right jobs and the right money, the right budget. And then we need to be able to convert them. The series that we're sort of putting together is coming some proven modules that have run over hundreds of different businesses. And we've built it for busy business owners. Who's busy? Okay, great. Right place, right audience. So we've got tools that we can complete in the room so we can then go and execute immediately. The planning, we've sort of got some planning anchors to this. The first session that we're going to be doing is called the Escape Plan, and this is going to be in October. Imagine that, in October we're planning for the Christmas breakaway, rather than getting to the 15th of December and going, shit. Who's been in that? Jesus Christ, it's the 15th of December. And then the phone rings, all the way that you're at the beach all the time. So we want to avoid that by starting to think about that in October. And then January, we want to set direction and priorities for 2026. And that helps keep momentum throughout the year. The marketing modules that we'll be looking at. So who's heard of the marketing funnel? We have top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. Bottom of funnel is where we start. Why do we start at the bottom of the funnel?
Because it's the outcome you want.
Yes, yep. The bottom of the funnel is people that know us. They are on our list. We've spoken to them. They're very close. We've met them through networking, etc., etc. They are more likely to convert. So we're more likely to get quicker wins by focusing on who we've already got at the bottom of the funnel. And then the rest of these modules will be about building more people at the top of the funnel and putting them down. The bottom of the funnel is those referrals and the networking jobs that you're already getting. We just want to get more of them. And then the top of the funnel and the middle is about pushing people through and down. You will run out of people that you know. We want to get business from people that you don't know yet. Then we look at sales, and when I spoke here before, sales is a process. It's a system. It's not about someone with shiny shoes and pressure tactics or anything like that. It's about taking someone from here to here, and at the end of it, they go, that sounds great. Let's sign up. Who thinks it's that easy? No, it's not that easy. That's why there's a number of modules that we go through to get us there. But the outcome is higher conversion, stronger margins, less reliance on discounting. There was a stat I missed out earlier around the marketing. Let me just find it because I liked it. God, I'm going to have to remember it. But it was people who likes social media marketing, who likes putting themselves out on social media and marketing themselves. Anybody like that? Now, you don't have to like it, but it does produce better results. I've got a stat buried in here somewhere that if you ask me later, I'll find it for you, but it's a big stat and it's worth it. I'll come back to that. Planning, marketing, sales, how it works. So there's one workshop a month. So there's one area of focus. When we're chasing rabbits, we just want to chase one rabbit. If you try to chase two rabbits, they're going to get away. So we want to be focusing on one thing a month so we can actually get it out and get it executed. The idea is you attend, you complete a workbook in the room, and then we run essentially a 30-day sprint. And so there's a simple rhythm so that the progress compounds. The logistics. So the idea is we do this of a morning when people are fresh and the motorways aren't quite like they were tonight. It's a second Friday of most months is how it works out. It's in the boardroom. There. So there's a maximum of 20 seats, and the idea is that it's $150 plus GST, and $50 of that gets donated to Upside Youth Mentoring. And Jenny from Upside is going to come up and talk to us a little bit more about what that is and what that means. The limited seats keeps it practical and interactive. And the idea is that we're building on each other's knowledge as we go through. There is a very common problem when I said learning these kind of new things, implementation. Sometimes it's a skill gap, and that's what we address in the workshops themselves. Like we teach you the stuff to know. I was saying earlier, I think it was to Keith, that marketing is often seen as a cost. It should be seen as an investment. And if that's the case, we need to become investors. Otherwise, you're giving your money away. I just hope that it works. And so we will teach you the skills around the marketing in these workshops. But again, there's always that time. And so to remove that excuse, we've got people who can help you implement when you need that hands-on support. And I'm going to be handing over to them. I thought they were sitting there. Where did they? There's one of them. And they will run through how they can help, essentially. And Chris, I think you're first cab off the rank.
Thanks, John. So I am here. I own a marketing agency called Mighty. Some of you might have heard of us or worked with some of you before. I'm going to do a quick intro just so you know kind of what we do. So these are some of our clients. I've tried to choose some from a variety of industries that people will know. So there's obviously people like GJ Gardner, so we've run their lead generation for about 8 years. We work obviously with some franchise groups like Laser, Smith & Smith, O'Brien's, which is Laser in Australia, Stop Digging, so we support their members around the country, and then obviously some big corporates. So we work with a lot of the Fletch building companies, and certified builders. So I'm on the Certified Builders Committee in Auckland. I've been vice president there for 2 years as their independent member. So if anyone wants to connect with certified, have a chat to me about that as well. And we've got clients that turn over $100,000, and we've got clients that turn over $1 billion. So we deal with everyone in between. And with some of our clients like Laser, so in 1 month we'll deal with 50 different Laser franchises around the country, and help all of the plumbers and the electricians grow. So we've got a very separated team between those that deal with small businesses and those that deal with corporates. So it's always easy for us to say we do marketing stuff. So these are some of the ads that we've been making over the last 12 months. I've picked a variety so you can see kind of the things that we do. We do a tremendous amount of rendering. So a little bit unusual launches for guys like this. This was Weatherline a few years ago. Some of our recent work with Laser, so heavy push into plumbing and electrical services, solar panels, building websites, digital billboards, TV ads, radio, and so on for them. As I say, lots of renders. So got one that we did recently over there on the right for Paul from Twin Solutions in Matakana, so a builder. He's got this great device, Bracemate, that he's launching. So yeah, lots of that. So no doubt you would have all seen literature from Jib or Pink Bats or iPlex with our renders in them. Now, just talking generally about marketing, I've got some examples here. I did a talk recently for some of our clients in Australia on how to handle AI and how to know how much of your traffic is coming from AI through Google and things like that. So some of my videos tonight you'll see go to places like Armidale and Bendigo and Goondiwindi and so on, but it's just because it was quicker for me. So we live in a really interesting time of transparency. When I first got into marketing, we had the yellow pages, and that made my job very easy. And we're fortunate that these days we're back in a similar time. So you'll see here, and I've kind of put these up so you can actually see practically how we do these things. These days we can decide that we're going to have something, and I've gone into Bendigo here, which is a couple of hours north of Melbourne. And we can have some digital billboards in their mall, or we could have some ads in Westfield and Albany, or we could have it on a digital billboard on the motorway in about 24 hours. And then with device ID passback, we know if someone's gone past it, we can then reserve them ads on Facebook or Instagram the next day. And so it's a really interesting time. So we can finally value things like billboards, which have been difficult. SEO, when I first started, it was a $1,500 or $3,000 expense. And now we've got great AI tools that cost us about $90 a month, and will do the heavy lifting for the majority of our SEO requirements. This is something interesting that's happened for us. Back in the day when we wanted to place ads on TV, we used to have to go down to TVNZ or TV3. I've got our DSP here, which is our portal for placing ads on demand. Again, this is one I've got from Australia, so I'm showing you placing ads on Foxtel and Paramount and Nine and things like that. And again, we can place ads based on a very small location. So again, I've chosen Bendigo, and we can choose it by demographic. So we can say, I only want to advertise to households that are looking at renovation in Bendigo, and I only want to do it tomorrow. And what a change from the days where we used to have to buy expensive TV contracts and so on. We've got tools like this with SEMrush, and I've picked on Genian for this. So this tool here allows us to look at the search traffic for any company in New Zealand. We can see how much traffic they're getting, and we can see what their customers have typed in to find them. So here, when I'm having a look at Genian, I can see that from search, they're getting 7,780 searches a month for them at the moment. And I can see in organic research, they're getting 26% of their traffic from the term Genian homes. And what can I see? So they're getting 2,400 searches for Genian homes, but when the search results come up, only 1,900 people actually go through to Genian. So from our perspective, we know that there's 500 people searching for Genian that we can pick up at the time they do the search. With the Google Ads transparency, we can now see any ads that our competitors are going and what their offers are. So here I've looked at refresh renovations. And so it's really interesting because we know if they're pushing free heat pumps or free dishwashers and so on. So there's their ads. And with the Meta ad library, we can do the same. And I think I've picked on Mike Greer here. So, when we start to think about how we grow, we're in a time where we can see exactly what our competitors are doing. We can see exactly how they're getting it. We can see exactly the opportunity that's left over. We know the channels to go in, and we can measure the channels. And so all of the guesswork that we used to have with marketing has disappeared. This is a funnel from one of the Laser members. So in here I can see they've spent 3,700 and they've had 152 jobs as a result. And then we can work backwards and we can see the value of the jobs. This is call tracking. So obviously these days we can see when someone gives us a call, they typed in emergency plumber, they've talked to us for 4 minutes. But interesting that we know before they call us what they've typed into Google when we answer the phone. So given that we have all of this transparency, that we know exactly how much market share our competitors have at any time, we know exactly how much we've got, we know exactly where we need to advertise, it means that we come back to these rules for marketing. So marketing can be any activity that involves a client and helps us grow. So if we're a builder and we have to go to the RSA on a Friday and that's all we have to do, that's fine, that's our marketing. Other than that, first rule is that it must self-fund. Obviously, if we spend some money, we need to see a return, and the window for seeing a return is usually 2 weeks to a month. If we're not seeing a return, obviously we just stop it. And the last one is, of course, that marketing must enrich the shareholders. So when we get to the end of the month, we have to be better off for it. Now, 18 months ago, we couldn't have had this same conversation about transparency and ease and actually getting some value from it. But these days, within a month, we can be nimble enough to change what we're doing, change the channels, and make sure that we're getting the return. And so you can see with tools like this why we're working with GJs and Laser and people like that, because we're actually able to say week by week, this is what you get, and this is what it's cost you. Yeah, so we have no enduring contracts with our clients. So if our clients only stay with us because it's working.
So my name is Lexi Jones and I run a little business called On It. We specialise in marketing and operations support for small and medium businesses. So essentially, Jon mentioned a lot of challenges well, not a lot, but some challenges that you guys are going to face if you go through the series and you try to implement these strategies. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to support you through those. I know that everyone, well, I don't know everyone, but most people in this room have probably been to a business event before, right? And your juices are flowing, you're super excited, you're super inspired. You write down pages and pages of notes in your notebook, and then you get back to the office and you put the notebook down, and then nothing really happens. But that's where I come in. That's where I'm here to help. So if you sign up, Jon's going to teach you some incredible strategies on how to win more work. And to elaborate on what he talked about the challenges that you'll face, these are sort of the biggest challenges that I see with my clients when they are trying to grow their business. So a lot of the time you have too many ideas and not enough hours. You and your team are already stretched. I know everyone in this market is already super busy, especially with downsizing teams and whatnot. The second thing is systems that work against you. A lot of people working out of lots of spreadsheets. You've got to do one thing in this spreadsheet, one thing in this spreadsheet, and the information highway between your staff is broken, causes miscommunication and just time and effort. And then the third one is too much time spent on admin, which it's kind of a symptom of the second one. But you spend so much time on things that in this day and age it's so easy to have AI do or to automate or anything like that, that you don't need to be doing them when you could be spending more time on working on that bigger picture and the things that will win you more work. So as I said, that's where I come in. So I can help with sort of one-off projects. So I do things like setting up CRMs. There's tons out there these days and half of them are free. So everyone really should have one. Setting up mailing software so you can get monthly newsletters going. Make sure you're talking to your clients all the time. Building automation, so making your systems talk to one another as well. Cleaning up your systems, and then creative projects as well, like rebrand management, website work, things like that. Things that will free up your time so you can focus on what matters. And then also do ongoing support, so whether that's monthly newsletter writing or social media management, operations support, admin, things that keep you moving, things that you can delegate if you've got a missing skill set within your business, or even if you just hate it, because as I think Jon was saying, who actually enjoys posting about themselves on social media? And then so we wanted to set you up for success, so I jotted down 6 quick wins that I try to make sure all my clients have done pretty soon after they join up with On It. The first one is starting sending a monthly newsletter. It's so important. You've got to be constantly trying to talk to your current clients, your past clients, also people who aren't ready to buy yet. You need to be nurturing them and making sure that you're always top of mind. Second one is building a company LinkedIn page. I get almost all my leads, if they're not referrals, they're from LinkedIn. It's incredible for B2B sales, and you really need to be doing it. The second one is posting twice a week on LinkedIn. It's not like Instagram or Facebook where you've got to post all the time. Just a couple of posts a week builds trust, it builds credibility. It's so important. The next one's moving out of spreadsheets and into a CRM. As I said before, CRMs, half of them are free these days. There's no reason you should be working in spreadsheets. It just slows things down. And then another one is automating lead follow-up. So that makes sure that every time you receive a lead, it gets touched in a timely fashion and you create a really, really positive and smooth customer experience. Then the last one is standardizing and automating client onboarding. There's so many tools out there now that make it really easy, and your client comes in, they have an incredible first impression, everything happens so smoothly, and it makes them think, wow, I'm going to tell my friends about this, and or I'm going to ask you to do more work for me. Anyway, so as I was saying, Jon and Chris, they're going to design incredible strategies for you. Jon's going to teach you how to win more work. Chris is going to create amazing marketing strategies. I'm here to make sure that it actually happens for you. Most of you have already seen my work, even though you probably haven't realised it. I did the newsletters that got you here and built the ticketing system that got you here, all that kind of stuff. I've been doing this for high performer building for 3-4 years now. And if you want an honest opinion about what I'm like to work with, go and talk to Jim. He'll give you the good and the bad and the ugly.
She's outstanding. That's why she's on the stage.
But yeah, if you're sitting here thinking this all sounds really good, but I just have no time, then that's exactly when you need someone like me. I've made up a little flyer. It's on the desk as you go out. Grab it. It's got my contact details on it. Tells you a bit more about what I do. Either that or just come and grab me for a chat afterwards. But anyway, I'll hand you back to Jon. Oh, I'm going to hand you back to Jim.
Jim and Jon. I think you've seen and heard some really interesting stuff. It's up to you if you want to pursue it. But I suggest if you look at the checklist that Lexi just showed up you, I know some of the people in this room aren't doing it. It's hurting your business. So think about it. I've been doing this a long time and I've been involved in a lot of marketing like Jon and Mighty. And if people do simple stuff, you'll get more customers and you'll get better customers because you'll tell them your story about what you want and you'll get the right people to do business with you because we've all dealt with the wrong people because we were desperate, right? So Work on those really simple strategies and you will grow better businesses. And that's what we're all about here. Better buildings, better businesses. The final thing to say, and all of these three people are outstanding that we put in front of you. We don't make any money out of these people. It's about giving our network of 17,000 people the right people to do business with, because that's really important, okay? So listen to what they say and have a chat to them. It costs you nothing. So the final thing tonight is after this, we'll go into the boardroom. If you want to have a chat to any of the three people here, have a chat to them and talk about business and all that sort of thing. There's drinks in there. We've got another function after this, which is our charity, which is Upside. And the CEO of Upside's here tonight. She's an outstanding woman. And we put money into them because she looks after kids who don't have maybe two parents and all that sort of thing. So we could have done a deal with Mates, but Mates is funded and all that sort of thing. The Upside that Jenny runs is a small charity, Christians, and I'm a heathen, so, you know, beware. But these people do outstanding work. And they're looking, and Champak, you've already signed up to be a mentor down the back there, my brother. So we've already got one mentor potentially for you, Jenny. So come and tell your story.
Beautiful. Don't you like it when things work? Lexi is very, very good. Yes, she's been on tech today as well as everything else. Look, at Upside, we believe that every vulnerable young person is one caring mentor away from a success story. And I know that you as business people believe in investing in strong foundations and long-term impact, and that is just what we need, that belief in our young people too right now. So at Upside, we walk alongside young people that have had a really tough start in life, and we match them with a volunteer mentor who meets with them every week for at least a year. They don't fix, they don't judge, they just turn up with real consistency and care and a bit of a dose of fun. And the outcomes are really quite incredible. I'll get out of the way and you can check this out.
I'm stressed. I can't see a way through. It makes me angry. You know, it can't help me. It's not really working, but it never works out.
I always make mistakes. So stupid. Stupid. Why am I here? I am not worth it. I wish I was someone else.
People with me up. I don't know why. Can't be bothered doing my schoolwork. Can't even be bothered going to school. I can't do that, and I can't do that, and I can't do that.
I suck at life. I don't like talking to people because I'm scared of what they'll think of me. I'm ugly, so uncool. I suck.
No matter how hard it is, I always get through it. I have confidence in myself. I want to be a good person. I have people that can help me. I'm creative. I know I can make a difference.
I like being me. I know I am someone special. I am strong. I am beautiful. I am worth it.
I don't want to waste my time being angry. I am confident. I can work hard. I look forward to going to course every day now. I've got a big man's future.
I am confident. I'm not afraid to try new stuff. I like talking to people. I'm happy. I'm happy. I love life. Thank you for all that you've done for me. Jean has helped me with my anger issues and how to solve problems and not my night times tables.
She made me feel like
The impossible is possible.
It helped me to move out of a very negative and dark space.
The bond that we've created, I don't think that I was going to be this strong.
Thank you, Todd, for being the older brother that I'm gonna have.
thank you for buying me free dinner. And just who God's hanging with.
I can respect myself more and be happy to be myself and no one else.
Like I can speak more and without getting angry straight away. I can let people know how I'm feeling. And before I couldn't do that, so being made for changing my life.
How to get through school. And I finished school, I finished university, and now I want to get things.
Well, he tells me that I'm capable of everything if I put my mind to it. He always puts encouraging thoughts into me.
You've helped me a lot, really, even when I honestly run away.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley.
Yes, thank you very much.
The good news is that every dollar invested in Upside generates $4.70 of social value for New Zealand communities. It's one of the best investments you can make in our collective future. Look, there is more good news as well, and that is that if you sign up for the Building Better Business course, $50 of your fee actually goes into Upside's mission. So it will help us to really help these young people turn their lives around. You will be making a real difference. And I'd love to talk to you, by the way, if you're interested in learning more about what we're doing, becoming a mentor, or perhaps your business might consider giving us a little bit each month or a donation. Would love to talk to you. So please grab my business card. It's on the table just as you go through to the boardroom. It's the yellow business card there. I would love to chat, follow me up. But I do want to say a special shout out to High Performer Building. They are an incredible partner of Upside's, and you make a world of difference to us and the young people we serve. Thank you. Cheers.
Just thanks to everybody for coming out tonight. It's a wet, wild, windy night, which is just always happens when I'm coming here. Like, it takes me all the time. Motorways chocker. Tonight is about, I guess, an invitation. So there's no hard sell. You can come if you like. You try it out. The idea is you can just come to the first workshop, see if it's what you like, and then decide, yes, I'll come to the next one. There is, I think, a discount for people if you say, this sounds great, I want to do the whole 12 courses. So the idea is there's one a month. And if you say, yep, cool, I'll do the whole 12, I might be away at whatever. The idea is that we'll record these, or you can send a substitute as well. So if there's somebody else in your firm who should be in a certain meeting, then you can do that as well. I have a philosophy that if it's 3 figures and it could potentially move your business forward, just do it. Just do it. For some people it might be a 2-figure thing. For some people it might be a 4-figure thing or a 5-figure thing. When it gets to 5 figures, I think you should ask someone. I think you should check in and make sure it's okay. But 3 figures, if it can make a difference to your business, just like pull triggers. That's what's going to make a difference. Jenny, that was really powerful seeing that. Gracious, must be early. So yeah, being involved in that's very special as well. So thanks for coming. Sounds like there's drinks in there. I'm definitely going to where the drinks are. So if you've got any questions or queries, follow me that way. Thanks very much.